In this video, I'd like to begin by outlining the problem that we're going to be examining this week, which I've called the crazy quarantine grocery bag lady. I'll leave it up to your imagination to determine who that is. Just kidding, it's definitely me. So imagine that the caretaker, Sarah, needs to head to the grocery store every day in order to avoid cabin fever. And what she does is she's going out every day, so of course she only has a single bag of groceries. And because she's going crazy, she's going to start naming and taking care of her plastic bags. Now, these plastic bags will be stored in a cabinet in her house, but in order to spice things up, the crazy quarantine lady is going to put the bags into the cabinet according to an interesting rule. Either she's going to take the bag and just shove it into the cabinet, empty as it is, or if she wants to spice things up a little bit, she might grab some other bags that are already on the shelf and she might put them inside the bag that she currently has. It's not as though all bets are off for the crazy bag lady. She needs to have some rules in her life, and so the rule we've come up with is that she must have an even number of bags when she grabs them out of the cabinet if she is going to put them into the bag that she brought home today. So to help you visualize this a little bit, good to think about what things are like when there aren't that many bags involved so we can get a better feel for what things will be like later on. So on day one, she comes home, she just has one bag. There aren't any bags in there to put inside this bag, so she has no choice but to put that bag on the shelf. And in order to visualize what bags are what, I've colored them for you in this little diagram. On day two, there still really isn't any choice. She comes home with a yellow bag from the grocery store, but she can't pick up the red bag and put it inside. That's an odd number. That would be crazy talk. You can't put that inside the yellow bag. Things start to get a little bit interesting. On day three, she comes home with a green bag, and now she's got two choices. She can either just put the green bag on the shelf, as she has been doing so far, or she could grab the two bags that are in the cabinet and put them inside her green bag. Now, day four, things get very exciting indeed, because we don't really know what happened on day three. So there's a lot of options for what could have happened. One thing all the way over here on the left is all four bags could just go on the shelf, and this could be a very boring problem indeed. Or if there really were three different bags sitting on the shelf and I've decided to spice things up today, then there are three different ways I could select two of those bags, an even number, and put them inside my fourth bag, which is the blue bag. I could take the red and the yellow, the red and the green, or the yellow and the green, and put them inside this blue bag. Alternatively, if on day three I was being very saucy and had taken the red and the yellow and put them inside the green, then I don't have any choice anymore. There's only one bag sitting up on the shelf. The only thing I can do is put the blue bag next to that bag. So I'd like to invite you to come play with me on this problem. I've diagrammed out what your different choices are for day 4 in this Safer at Home edict. How many choices are there on day 5? How would I complete the next level of the tree? How about day 6? How long is reasonable for us to diagram this out by hand in order to get a feel for the problem? Just for giggles, how many arrangements of bags are there on day 217? That seems like a good number for some reason. And after doing all of those examples, can we describe a process or an algorithm by which we can obtain this answer? Even if we can't do it by hand, could we describe how we would do it and what information we would need to know in order to make that happen? And then let's start thinking about how we're going to implement technology to help us answer these questions. So what kinds of software will we need? Are there particular programs that might have strengths or weaknesses that we should be aware of? Those are the types of things we'll be thinking about this week.